Good morning. Good morning. Hold on a second. I have to go in and hit live in all these places. Let's see. Is it there? There we go. And let's get to the next one. Why is it not coming up? Hold on a second. Am I live over here? I am. So give me just a second. As you get here, just say good morning, say hello. In settings, why is it not giving me that option? Let me look again. What did I put on here? It says I'm live. All right, let me just look over here. Let's just see what's going on. Hold on, guys. Be patient with me. It's still not showing it here. Oh, that's it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. All right, let's see if that does it. Yes. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. I forgot one thing. All right, so let me get back over here. All right. All right, one more thing, and then I'll be ready to start. And as you get here, let me know that you are here. Oh, there we go. Let me know that you are. All right, hold on. All right, I think that's got everything. So many different windows to open and click and do all those things. And so it's definitely getting to be entertaining to figure all this stuff out with the new stuff with Facebook not allowing you to stream, and then in Instagram you have to do the stream. It's a lot, but it's worth it. So for those that don't know me, my name is Vicki Poole, and I am a certified master transformational coach and a board certified hypnotist. And I just love all of this work. And I have this community on Facebook called Make Lasting Change. And the name might be changing because all the things that we're doing are changing as well. And so just keep an eye out for that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful group. And that's kind of what started all of this, sharing the affirmation in a journal prompt every morning. Well, it is what started that, because I was in the group and I was doing a live, once a week. And then I discovered that I had gotten some cards when I was going through my coaching school, and they were these affirmation cards, and they had like a journal prompt on the other side, and there was 30 of them. And I thought, what better way to support everybody than to use these cards and do a daily affirmation and journal prompt. So I started that, and it seemed like so many people really got a lot of joy and inspiration out of it. So as I ended, because I had only intended to do it for the first 30 days while I had those cards. And afterwards, it was like people were saying, well, wait a minute, where did the affirmations and the journal prompts go? And so it was like, okay, Obviously, everybody likes that. Not everybody can get on live because I have to do the lives when it's convenient for me. And that's not always convenient for everybody, but they go and they watch the replay and they reach out to me sometimes privately and tell me how much it means to them. And so I've just continued to do it. And I don't know how long I've been doing it now because I didn't even note when I first started this. But it's been amazing and it's been wonderful for me. And so sometimes I create, like right now I have in my notes on my computer, I have a large number of affirmations and journal prompts that I've created. And then sometimes I will go in and create one the morning of because something that I've heard when I'm listening to my podcast or just when I take my moment of silence or whatever it is, something comes to me and then I create something on the spot. And that's not always the case. Sometimes I go and I look and there's inspiration right there in what I have already created. And that's what it is this morning because it's actually, I was looking at it last night and I thought, that is the one that I think is going to be beautiful for tomorrow. This is Saturday, and it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day any day when you can wake up and open your eyes, right? There are so many things to be grateful for in our lives, with that being one of them, right? That you woke up this morning. That's a ton to be grateful for because not everybody can say that. And so there are so many other things that we can find to be grateful for just in the first 15 minutes of waking up. You have the ability to get out of bed. You have the ability to go to the bathroom, to be able to go fix your cup of coffee. You have so many gifts and talents, but let's just look at the gifts of our body, for goodness sakes. I mean, the things that it can do, because when do you appreciate that the most? When it stops working properly. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I want to be this and I want to be that. And so I was even thinking this morning, um, I started out as a health coach, and the main reason was because I had been a yo-yo dieter my entire life, and I was so tired of constantly be um, chastising myself for my choices and constantly feeling like a failure, feeling like I was I don't know, that totally out of control. And I would really, really go in and I'm going to do it this time. And I would really be hard on myself. I mean, I would be so strict on my food. I would be so strict on how much I exercised. And I would do all these things and I could make my body do what I wanted it to, but it wasn't sustainable because I couldn't live my life like that. And that's one of the things that drives me bonkers when I watch those things. I don't even know if it's still around anymore. The Biggest Loser, those things. They put those people through a work day of 8 hours of working out and being somebody cooking all their meals. And the fact of the matter is that and I would like to go back and just really look and see the percentage of them that didn't gain the weight back. I bet it's extremely small, if at all, because there's no way that they can learn all of that stuff when it's such a fast pace of doing things and they're stretched so far, and then they lose hundreds of pounds, right? In a very short period of time. They look amazing, but get back into real life and it's not so easy. And majority of them, like the statistics are, and that's not even the Biggest Loser, but the statistics are that 80% of the people who lose weight through diet and exercise gain it back within 1 to 2 years, right? And I was so tired of that because it didn't take me 1 to 2 years. It just took me a few months to put it all back on and extra. And I finally got to this place in my life where I said, holy moly, I cannot do this anymore. I've either got to make peace with being fat, or I've got to do something about it that's long lasting, that's not like this strict thing that causes me to lose it all, but then I can't keep doing it. And so that's when I started searching for whatever I could do. And that's how I came up with came around to health coaching, and then I went on to life coaching, and I didn't lose weight to start with. It took a while, and it's because I was working on my mindset. And I think most of us have gotten into this mindset, whether it's our weight, our relationships, our businesses, that it's like we're looking for that quick fix. Give me that thing that I have to do right now, and then everything will be amazing. And good morning, Janet. I see you there. Make sure you say hello in the comments so when other people get here, they can have a conversation with you as well. It's so good to see you here. But I was like, the thing is that we are constantly looking for the quick fix, and they don't exist, especially long term. And, I do hypnosis with people, which helps them get to that place where the mindset is a quicker fix, right? But it still takes some time to make everything work, and you have to take action. And it's a beautiful process, and you learn to become the person that you want to be as you're going. And that's with relationships, your health, with like stop smoking, and your diet, your exercise, all of those things. It's getting in touch with who you are and your body and who you want to be, and figuring out what that is. And that's what I help people with. But this morning, I was really just playing and letting you know who I am, because I have this streamed out to a lot of places that people may not know me, and that's perfectly okay. So I just wanted to do a quick intro of who I am, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the affirmation and journal prompt for today. Hold on, I gotta copy and paste things. All right, so our affirmation for today is, I am capable of achieving more than I often believe. And that is always the case, right? And remember, whatever you put after the words I am is ultra powerful. So always be mindful of what comes after the words I am. And so I even get to the place where I'm very cognitive. If I'm feeling a little tired, instead of saying I am, I say I feel. And it's the same with other things. I've had this hip issue lately. And so it's like I feel this discomfort in my hip when I do this, right? And working on that, it's getting better and better every day. So it's a beautiful journey. It's a journey of learning, right? But there are so many times that we hold ourselves back because we feel like we're not capable. We don't know enough. We don't know the right people. We don't have the right background. We don't have the right body. There's so many things that we will hold ourselves back because of, right? But the thing is that the things that we are capable of is just mind blowing. We can do so much that we never give ourselves credit for. And, that happens from, remember, for those that have been watching me for a while, there's sorry, let me take a sip of my coffee. But between the ages of birth to 7, we are developing so much, and just a sponge for all the things that are happening, all the things that people say, the things we interpret. Because a lot of times the things we're feeling are part of us wasn't even the intent of the person who spoke or did something, right? It was our interpretation of it as a little child. So sometimes it's not really factual, but it's our emotion about it. So it's our truth, right? And so I like to say it's like we have, every time something happens as a child that really makes us feel a certain way about ourselves or about other people or the world, it's like somebody took some Vaseline and put it on their finger and they rubbed it on our glasses. And then each time something comes up and happens, it's rubbed on our glasses again. And then by time we're 8 years old, 10 years old, we have this very distorted view of the world because of all the things that have been put on our glasses. And so, as adults now, we get to choose, do we want to wear these lenses that are skewed and we can't even really see out of anymore from all these things in our past? Or do we want to take these glasses off, clean them off, and put them on and see what's available, right? Because if you've ever been, I had a time in my life that I remember somebody telling me that, and there's a pattern that goes with it, right? So when I was, I got, hold on a second, let me pop that off. I got my acceptance letter to college. I was going to college and I was so excited about it. And I had this person that said, I don't know why you're going to college. You're not going to finish. And this was my grandmother on my dad's side. And when she said that, instead of getting, well, I'll show you, I somehow internalized that. I didn't finish college, right? And I decided to get married and I quit college. And then I decided I wanted to go to art school and I started that. My husband at the time told me, I don't know why you're doing that. You're not going to finish. I didn't finish. And then I went back to college. And once again, I was told, I don't know why you're doing that because you're not going to finish. I didn't finish. And this was a pattern because I kept having people that were telling me that I wasn't going to finish. And the interesting thing is, you remember I've talked about, how we feel about ourselves. We attract people and circumstances to us that's going to validate how we feel about ourselves. And so I was constantly inundated with people that would reinforce the fact that I don't finish things. And it was like, it took me a long time to get to this place where I realized I can change that. That is not who I am. It doesn't have to be who I am. And I changed it, right? I changed my mindset about things. It's like, if you're a person that says that you're always late, well, that's not true. You're just doing things and you're reinforcing the things that somebody has said to you at some point about you never get to anything on time, right? And so you're reinforcing that. But you are so capable of making a different choice, right? And it doesn't happen overnight. Remember, the 1% change every day creates exponential growth, right? And so you can make a choice. Do you want to have that exponential growth? Do you want to always be a person that's late? That's part of your identity. My part of my identity years and years ago was that I never finished anything. But did that identity serve me any? No. And so it's getting to a place where you make a decision to change, right? And when you decide and take on this affirmation, I am capable of achieving more than I often believe. And it is really than you usually believe, right? Because we're looking through the world through this lens of skewed information. And we don't have to do that. We can choose. So I ask you today to make a decision to just sit and figure out, what do I want to do? What am I actually capable of? And you can really, really start changing things. Remember, a 1% change every day creates exponential growth. So it's not like you have to be here today and then suddenly you're here. No, let's do it to where, like I say all the time, the reason you write all this stuff out is because you change just making this decision today and grabbing onto this affirmation, I am capable of achieving more than I often believe, and doing this process tomorrow. This is your normal. This is your new normal, right? And then the next day you change some more, and then that's your new normal. And then you do it again, and that's your new normal. 6 months down the road, you're normaling it all over the place. But you may not feel like it because it was such a change that you don't recognize how far you've come. And I talked about this yesterday because one of the things that I had to remind myself of about how far I've come is, like I said in the beginning, that I was a person that had always been yo yo dieting. And I can still chastise myself sometimes because I'm not as fit and um, conscious of my body like I would like to be sometimes, right? But if I don't look back to see how far I've come, I cannot see that the journey has been amazing and that I'm just still on that journey. I'm not done. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still becoming. And it's all a choice, right? Sometimes I slide back on that choice. That's okay. And then I reignite it. And then I'm still learning and growing. Because when I went back and looked at my pictures from, oh, I don't even know how long ago it was, but 75, 80, 85 pounds. I don't even know at this point how many pounds overweight I was because at some point I quit weighing. At some point I quit getting in front of the camera. I would hide behind people because I felt like, okay, from here up, I'm okay. I might have some puffy cheeks, but I can say, it's a little water retention, whatever. But when I would look at myself from full body, it was like, I don't like that. So I would hide behind people. And so who knows how big I got, right? So the thing is that we do these activities and we write them down because it is a way to measure our growth and or do a video. And it's interesting because right now I am working on creating this program, and one of the things that my coach had asked me to do was go back and look at some videos in this group that I was in. And as I go back to look at these videos, because it was going to show me, where I was about a year ago. The crazy thing is, I thought I did all of the different videos I was supposed to do. Yet when I go back to look, I didn't. And so I can't see some of the growth about certain subjects that I wanted to see because they're not there, right? And I don't remember all of the things that were happening a year ago. And so it's like, that makes it me even more aware how important it is to write this stuff down, right? To make a video, to write this down so that you can go back and you can look. So I'm saying today, if you want to really be able to look back and say, oh my gosh, look at how different I am now, how amazing my life is, how wonderful things are, then do these activities every day because that's going to give you the ability to have that measuring stick so you can look back and see. Like, I wish I had thought of it at the time and I had done all of those videos that I was told to do, right? And I didn't. And so now it's like, even more important to realize, right? So let me get to the journal prompt. Hold on a second. Let me see. I'm going to take that word off and let's see if that. All right. So let's see if this will all show up in one thing. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So our journal prompt today is write about a dream or goal that feels slightly out of reach. And what specific fears or self doubts come up when you think about pursuing it? Because remember, you are capable of achieving more than you ever believed. And I know our affirmation says more than I often believe, but I really feel like it's than you could ever believe, right? Because We are infinite beings. We have God in our corner. We have the spirit within us. We have gifts and talents that we've never used. And what is it it says? I'm not that versed on the Bible, so I couldn't really quote it for you. But it's like there are gifts and talents that you're giving, and that your job, your quest is to share and utilize those gifts and talents to help others, right? Are you doing that? I just want to ask, are you doing that? So, your journal prompt, your quest for today is write about a dream or goal that feels slightly out of reach. And what specific fears or self doubts come up when you think about pursuing it? And then to add on to that, what can you do to address those fears constructively? And see, and with hypnosis and with my coaching, that's something that I help people with all the time. So if you need help with that, reach out, because that's what I'm here for. And if this group fills your needs completely, then that's beautiful too. The other thing that you could do is you could go into the group and utilize this amazing community. And if there's something that you're bouncing up against, you're thinking about these dreams and these goals, and they're a little bit out of reach, but as you're working on these self-doubts and these fears, it's like you just keep bumping up against something. I don't know what to do. How can I reframe this? How can I come up with something that's more constructive, right? And you're not sure, and you're not ready to reach out to me, go into the group and just say, this is something that I am dealing with today. Does anybody have any advice? And just see what people will tell you, what people will come up with. Because, just pardon my language, but we can't see our own shit. We cannot see that what we're in right now and how to get out of it. And so if you're feeling like there's this dream or this goal, and you can see it's just right over there, right? How do I get there? And you're just unsure. There's something coming up. Do I deserve this? You don't even know what's coming up. You just know that it feels, even if it's right here, it feels too far away. It feels like, I don't even want to try. Let me pick something else. I'll think about it. Let me go do something else and I'll think about it. If all of that stuff is happening, then reach out in the group and say, I need some help, guys, and put it out there, because that's what everybody in this group loves doing. Remember, I just said, if you have gifts and talents and you're not sharing them and helping yourself and others, then you're not living the life that you were meant to live, right? So there are people in this group that have gifts and talents, then they can share amazing things. Get in the group. Ask a question, share your thoughts. I mean, oh my gosh, you've got a group of people that are filled with knowledge and inspiration and talents. Utilize it, right? So let me see where we are on all these other little windows I've got open. Hold on a second. All right. So there is so much here for you. And I am so excited that I get to be the facilitator and the mama bear, the group leader, so to speak, I guess. And this community is so amazing. And I love each and every one of you. Some of you I know better than others because you're here more often, or maybe I knew you before you came into the group. And that's Janet. I knew her before she came into the group. So, I would love to know you all so amazingly well, right? And the only way I can do that is if you're getting into the group and you're sharing. So if you're someone who's watching this somewhere else and you would love to be part of this amazing community, and like I always say, I feel like it's a group of people that we're all sitting in my backyard around this campfire, and we're all singing Kumbaya, and we're just really helping each other, the vibration of the planet. We are a community of love and light, right? And so if you want to be part of this amazing community, you go to vickypoole.com, VICKIEPOOLE.com, and you'll be prompted to answer questions. And you have to answer every single one of the questions or you don't get in the group. That's just the way it is. And, there are sometimes that people will somehow or another, they get through and they haven't answered all the questions. And then it's okay. I will send you a message and say, please answer these questions. Some people come back and answer them and some don't. And the ones that don't are just deleted from the queue. And if that has been you in the past and you still want to be part of the group, try again. And this time answer the questions. All right. So it is a beautiful, amazing group. And I love you all so much. And see, tomorrow is Sunday. So I'll be going live at 10 a.m. Eastern. So let me get back to our affirmation really quick. Our affirmation is, I am capable of achieving more than I ever believed, right? More than I ever believed, because you are. It's time to step up and claim it. So put this on your sticky note, your index card, your screensaver on your phone, the mirror in with a chalk marker. Put it on a poster board. I don't care where you put it. Just put it somewhere where you're going to see it and say it to yourself often, right? And then the journal prompt. Now, there are people in this group, and I would suggest if you want to do this, this would be amazing. They have a journal that's specifically for this group's affirmations and journal prompts. And that's beautiful. I have one for that as well. And put the date at the top, put the affirmation and the journal prompt together, and then just brain dump whatever comes up. But the best thing to do when you get this journal prompt and you write it in your journal, write it out and then just take a moment just to sit in silence, in the quiet, and in the moment. Get physically in the moment. And the way that I recommend doing this is what works for me is, for one thing, I'll not have on shoes. I'll have my feet on the ground or on the floor. And then I will sit and I will close my eyes, and then I will listen to sounds in the room or sounds down the hall, or just things that I hear. Sometimes I can hear somebody doing their yard outside. Sometimes I can just hear the hum of my phone or the hum of the computer, or one of the cats running across the floor. There's different sounds that come from all over the place, but focus on it and just label it. Like something like right now, as I quiet myself just a little bit, I hear the breeze from the ceiling fan. I can hear the blades. I can hear there's a dog barking outside. There's just different sounds, and that just kind of puts you into the moment, into your physical body, into your space, and you're grounded with your feet on the floor. And then that's when you bring up this journal prompt in your mind, and you just sit with it. And then when you open your eyes, you get your pen and you just write whatever comes up. So write about a dream or a goal that feels slightly out of reach. And if you want to write about a big goal, it doesn't matter. But if it's slightly out of reach, that still means that there's a reason why you have not grabbed it yet. Because if you can think about it and you desire it, it's right there. There's just something that's holding you away from it. And so this is a great opportunity to look at that. Write about a dream or a goal that feels slightly out of reach. And what are the specific fears or self-doubts, which self-doubts come up a lot when you think about pursuing it. And then if you want to take that a step further, you can make some notes about, how can I constructively change that? And then go into the group. #Peachy Vibes. I've got this thing. Help. Just do it. And for those that are watching the replay, remember #replay, and give me your thoughts as well. Share a post in the group or share in the comments, whatever works for you, and utilize the group for what it's there for. It's there for you, right? because we're all in this together. And I'm so grateful to be part of this journey with you. So make sure you're writing it out. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Isn't it 10? Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern. Sorry, I had to look at my calendar. I thought, wait a minute, did I change it? No, it's 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll be here, and I would love for you to join me and share some conversation about all the things that we're doing with the affirmation and journal prompt. All right. So I will see you then.